Hello and welcome to the Gags Tandon show. Liverpool are top of the Champions League. Now, that's not something I expected to say whilst I was watching that game. But how you doing, Jack? How's it going?
Not too bad, mate. Chat, quickly shout out. We're still trying to find out who City are playing. It looks like it might be Real Madrid or Bayern. We'll find out.
Mate, don't ask me who's playing who, because I ain't got a bloody clue how this Champions League works right now. I know that we're going to play one of, who is it? Brest,
Benfica, Brest,
Monaco.
Monaco, and PSG. So one of them.
So we could still avoid PSG. There's some sort of draw happening this week. So they've really made it confusing. Really confusing.
So I think those teams, I don't know if it's those teams playing each other, they're going to be getting drawn against in their section, I think it is. So they'll be getting, it could be either Benfica, PSG, but it's going to be a French affair anyway, either a French affair or obviously Portugal anyway. We could end up playing in the
I ain't got a blimmin' clue, mate. I'm telling you, I ain't even going to lie about it. This thing is confusing. It was funny that it didn't matter if we finished first or second, but I guess the good thing, actually, the thing we should check is who have Barca got, because that would be interesting in terms of who have we avoided by not finishing second.
Just quickly.
So that's another question.
Anyway.
Because talking about this game is kind of pointless. Can you really? This is the first question, and maybe for the chat as well. I know not many people might join us live today because, it's meaningless kind of game. We finished top, but can you really judge players when they're not playing with the first team? Like, do you think, a Bradley does better when there's, the proper defense next to him? Does an Elliott do much better in a game when the midfielders are the ones that are, there's not as much pressure on Elliott to perform because he's the senior. He's like the senior in the team here. Maybe the one player who shone was Chiesa today. Just confidence-wise, he looked like he was willing to go for it and really play really, really well. Whereas I want to cut the others a bit of slack. Now, I know there aren't that many people as kind as me on Twitter at the moment. But, during the game, I'll say this player's playing rubbish. But context is it's not the first team.
Yeah. It's I don't care what you've just said there, mate. It's difficult. I think even Jayden Danns, I was disagreeing with chat on the watch long as well, and everyone, it was fair enough because I think a lot of chatting on the watch long tonight was saying that they didn't think Jayden Danns had the best performance, but even still, I felt he done well in terms of holding the ball up. But yeah, it's difficult, mate, when we try and analyse this game because obviously Andy Vogbo was playing centre half tonight, and as we know, Bakayoko on his goal sent him in quants of the shops really. In terms of just going the other way in the penalty area. But yeah, it's one of them, mate. The main thing off the back of tonight's result, mate, I know we've been beaten. Obviously, finishing top was nice when Atalanta. But really, the rotation, we've been saying, you've done countless shows already this season as well, is key rotation, especially going into the big, heavy schedule that we are going into, mate. It was a must.
Agreed. That was the biggest positive out of it all, was that, so many, the whole of the first team squad left at home, really.
Yeah.
A couple playing, and Gakpo got a nice touch to play today. That was nice for him because, he's coming back and stuff, and he got the goal as well. So, they did. That's the positive. No one got injured. Yeah. Let's not bitch too much about how players played. They're not really playing in a first team. People were, let's be honest, people got a bit overexcited about Danns against, who was it, Accrington Stanley.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you're saying Danns is better than Nunes because he scored a goal against Accrington Stanley. All of you need your head read. Let's be honest. Like, flipping heck. All of you just need your head read. Like, let's not fucking go crazy about things sometimes. Again, let's not get overcritical about things sometimes. Today, I don't think we should be getting overcritical with players. It's away from home, really good atmosphere. It's not a big deal. We finished top. I don't really, I'm not too bothered. Shall we go through some of these?
Go on.
Damo, hi guy, hi dude. I'm not gonna lie, it felt weird not being top of a league for a while there until Atalanta equalised. Yep. Ahmad says not a bad start on his start finishing top of the league. The Champions, absolutely fantastic for him. Uzga says Chiesa was the most hardworking player on the pitch. but why play Robbo as CB and Simicast as left back didn't make sense. Who else could he play as good? Give me a couple of names. It would be good. Endo, who would be playing in midfield then if Endo didn't? Because I know you've said later on Endo should have been a CB. I don't think so. Was it a red? We talked about this before we came online, so let's get your view.
Quite harsh, really, mate. Even being honest, Ashik, I think it was very much, but that's the reality. The big European games like tonight, with it's no sentimentality for any player on the pitch tonight. It's the hard graft of a big European night away, match week 8. And Nallo on another night, he gets the little bit of the rubber green, but it's one of them. I haven't seen a replay, but I think from a watch long, from my instant reaction, I felt he was very harsh. I think he might have won the ball, but I might be completely wrong. But he'll keep his head up, mate, and he'll have the senior players that are in the squad tonight just put an arm around them and say, "Keep your heads up, lads." And yeah, it was disappointing to see, but that's football sometimes at the highest level. Harsh, but
yeah. Agreed. It was harsh. Key's involvement in both goals. Agreed. I thought he was the bright spark of the game. I looked very confident. Love to see it. Evening, Daniel. Appreciate you being with us. We've already done that one. I love my India. Felt like one change too far. Nunes was a big pre-match loss. Yeah, I think Nunes was a big loss pre-match, getting sick, and Slot maybe could have kept Diaz back for a half. No, let's not do this, folks. Like, what? Why would we want to risk Diaz in this game? Why? Some of those challenges on Dan's, bloody awful. Bloody awful. Some
even
of those challenges
as well.
Rubbish. If that was Diaz's ankle, you guys would have been going nuts at Slot for playing him. So yeah, let's not start that. Like, I appreciate the comment, but no, we should not be playing a first team. It's fine to lose a game like that. What's the big deal? What has it cost us? 270 grand. Who gives a shit? Like, seriously. Yeah, first team had the night off. Exactly as good. I totally agree. I rate this kid. They made mistakes. Made mistakes, absolutely, but they've got to learn from mistakes.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I try and do at work, where I'm a manager as well, is I try and say to the guys and girls, you gotta make mistakes, because otherwise you're not gonna grow and you're not gonna learn. And if you just feel it's perfect all the time, it's just, you don't get the incremental improvement. These players playing these games, goal ratio, completely agree. Showed a lot of promise, some great touches, great desire. Yeah, made a few bad passes, got caught on the ball a couple of times. I'm going to learn from it.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
I think he
could easily played in mid, but maybe Morton's not ready. And maybe there's other things going on with Morton, who's just coming back from a serious shoulder injury. That was good. So, it's not as easy as you think it is. At the end of the day, this is not Football Manager, unfortunately.
I'm quickly looking on Twitter as well, by the way, Chas and Gags, just trying to find out who the other teams are there.
We can do that too. Ahmad, I really wanted Chiesa to score, deserved a goal. I can't wait to see this guy score again. I absolutely adore him. I want him to just be really confident and give us that extra edge towards the end of the season and pop up scoring goals right at the end. You guys are probably too young, right, as an audience, but there's a time where you could sign players at any point in the season, and I bet most of you don't even know this, but there was a time where literally you could buy a player in April from another team if you wanted to, or in March to give your squad a boost. And we had a player like Ronnie Rosenthal turn up and literally win us a league because he just turned up and started scoring goals every single week. And it was like nuts. And so I just hope, we're saving Chiesa for like something similar to that. And at the end of the season, he just goes on a run and scores some really important goals for us. And it'll feel like, hey, he just turned up in March and here we go. And so, yeah, those days were wild and so fresh and so fun. But we can't do that anymore. They've made it a bit more fair.
Especially when City are around anyway with all them.
Oh, yeah, it's probably not good now. It's not. Yeah, so Not at all. Yeah, I remember him as what a player. There you go. He had a bad miss as good once at Villa Park, but we won't talk about that one. Damo finished top of the league phase and rested her after first team players. Squad players got minutes in the legs. Academy players got valuable experience. Not a lie. Absolute truth. And Jack Daniels helping us out. Liverpool's potential in the Champions League of 16 of confirmed. PSG, Benfica, Brest, Monaco. Actually, chat, maybe you can help me understand how the hell we find out who we play out of that, because there's 4 teams, 2 places. Is there a draw? What's going on?
So, chat, like, quickly fill us in. What is the point of the draw on Friday? Is it just for the seed in terms of the teams that's home and away? It's going to be a bit of a mad one.
Well, there's 4 teams. We can only play one, and there's only 2 that can play each other to meet us. So, what is going on? Like, confused. Really confused.
Aston Villa, a quick one on them. They are going to potentially be playing either Dortmund, Sporting Lisbon, Atalanta, or Club Brugge. Because even still, they finished in the top 8. That's still tough as well.
Teams in there, yeah. Because Atalanta are good, man. So, Ali says Chiesa look really good. Let's do something every time we got the ball. It's exciting, absolutely. Damo, Barca fans were cheering when they heard we had conceded the 3rd goal, but after Atalanta was like, they're not singing anymore.
Whatever the translation that is for Italian, anyway,
or Spanish,
or Spanish.
Look at Ronnie was awesome, almost as good a super sub as Jari Litmanen. I would say he was better than Jari Litmanen. Jari Litmanen in his career was probably better and did great, but didn't play much for us. Ronnie turned the style on and won title. So I would say, Nick, I'd go with Ronnie on that one, even though there's a very soft, I have a very soft corner in my heart for Jari, because he was watching that boy play was special. What a player. What a player. Didn't run much, mind, but he was a good player. Need to see the more power shots from our forwards, like the one from Chiesa that spilled for Elliott to tap in. Absolutely. It's really, really good. There's Ronnie Rosenthal loving now, thanks to me. Best shoulders in football. So Usga says, is it right City will play Real or Bayern? Well, this is the thing. There's a draw that has to happen first, and they could avoid them. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
See what Google's saying, and then you can go.
I think we're going to have to go into Twitter, dude, and figure out what's going on, because I think the chat is as clueless as us at the moment, which is hilarious. Because I don't feel like there's much to talk about in this game. Like, it's pointless going over the goals we conceded. The defense wasn't even our real defense. It was like Robbo.
Both centre half as well.
And Robbo played deep, like 5 yards deeper than everyone else on the pitch, because he was too scared to play the high line. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. So I don't think there's anything to judge really with Robbo as well. There's not a centre back. It's Jarrell, right? Wasn't very good, but in the second half, I was very impressed by some of the dribbling. On the ball, the way he was coming out of defense, going past players, and I was like, "Ooh, that's nice."
Yeah.
This is hilarious. Look, Nano did a good job. Caught both balls.
Just slightly missed the ball.
Whoop! Yeah, best chat award goes to goal ratio. Somebody ratio that.
We're gutted about the sending off, though. I think he'll be disappointed.
It was a bit harsh, and you don't want to see that for a kid, but he's probably never going to play for us in the Champions League again.
Unless we have an injury crisis at the back.
Don't put it in the universe, Jack.
Won't be happening anyway. Won't be happening.
The penalty, nice to see Gakpo score. Nice to see Elliott on the score sheet. Apart from that, I don't think Elliott did very well at all. But like I said, can't judge too much, really, in my opinion. Maybe you lot will disagree with me. This is a great question, Jack. What do you think? Chiesa, right wing or left wing? Where is he better?
I think he's India, it's a great opportunity to have, mate. To a player of his quality, really. I think, as we've seen tonight, the spaces that he did create, especially I think with the penalty, he come off that right hand flank, and even in the second half, he's I think possibly, I'd say left. I do like him off the left, but I think he's very, as we've already seen tonight, very technical, as we've seen time in Juve as well. It's great options though, India, really, mate, in terms of you can do it on the right, you can do it on the left, and even through the middle if needs be.
And
What
that's
a
the thing.
what a player.
That's the thing. The what's the word? Versatility is great for us. Really is. So just like you said now, Dama said, Chiesa through the middle, but as a 10 maybe rather than a 9. I mean, that's the thing. He could do that if you wanted him to, but I don't know. I think the wings definitely suit him more with the trickery. One thing I would like Chiesa to improve is strength on the ball. Like, he felt like they pushed him off, but maybe they were strong, really strong. But I just think he was a little bit weak at times where he got pushed off the ball easily. But that's my only gripe, I'd say. But I don't know.
Gags, I think we've found. There we go. Now I can share that with you.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Take over, Jack.
There's a bit more clarity for all of us, really. That lets me. There we go. Can you see that?
It's coming up soon.
Champions League draw.
Should I share?
Yeah. Oh,
let's get it. There you go. Okay, right. So now let's fill in the blanks.
Yeah. So teams. So the teams. So we will be playing. It will be very much. So quickly get me other phone up. Get the Champions League draw. So in terms of the standings, it will be. Let's see, PSG that finished 14th. 14th. So it would be 15th play 16th, 15th, 16th. So where's 15, 16, 15, 16? Yeah. So playoffs, as you can see, will be on the right hand side of the draw. So 15th, 16th, they will be playing each other. So 16th, 15th will be.
No, I don't think they are. I think it's 4. I think it's 16, 15 or 16 versus 17 or 18, surely. Is that right? Or am I wrong? Because because it's only one playoff, isn't it? Like there's 2 playoffs, then they play each other, then they play us. That doesn't make sense. Like to get from 4 to 1 team, they've got to play. Those 4 have got to play. Then there's another game in between. Then it's us.
Yeah. So
I'm confused. I'm still. This is. Yeah. Maybe I'm just being thick, and I don't mind being thick. But someone needs to explain this.
Yeah. So I think there'll be those 2 teams playing, and then I'm guessing it'll be the draw. So
basically, you're saying
2.
17, 18 play each other, and 15, 16 play each other, and then the winner of that play each other to play us.
I think so. Yeah. So I think 1 or 2, 1 or 2. There we go. 1 or 2. So you can see 2 over there as well, can't you?
Yeah.
On the other side. So I think the draw will be either whoever those 4 teams either plays. So either 1 or 2 either go to the other side of the draw or they play Liverpool.
Oh, there you go. Right, makes more sense now. I was being very thick. So basically, that's the draw. Which side they sit on?
Yeah, so the left-hand side, So the draw. So it'll either be Benfica, our side, so if it is Benfica or Paris Saint-Germain, but either side. Which is going to be interesting. Going to be very interesting.
So I'd prefer Benfica, to be fair.
Yeah. So
it looks like Celtic or Man City will play Real Madrid. The other one taking Bayern. So basically, Man City could be playing. The other way to say this, Nick, which would have been more fun, Man City will be playing Real or Bayern.
I like it.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's brilliant. Sorry, I keep swearing. Gag, stay in your lane. It's our job in the comments to be thick. No, it's my job as well. Let's all be thick together. It's completely fine.
It took me a couple of times to read that before loading it up anyway.
It's just very confusing. But hey, that makes more sense now. So that's good. Absolutely. Man City have got a shit show. I'm just reading in Discord as well that from SZI in Discord. If you ever get into Anfield Index Discord, by the way, come on, come and join us. AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. Come and join us. It's a lot of fun. He says, if the bracket thing is true, then City and Arsenal enter an absolute shit show in the quarterfinals, it seems. Both would be involved with Madrid, Bayern, Atletico, and Leverkusen in the mix.
Wow.
Holy hell. So, yeah, I think Arsenal are in a bit of a... Arsenal and Man City here, yeah, in a bit of a trap.
Where did Arsenal finish? Third as well, but that's why it's so crucial us getting like the top two in it, mate, in chat.
Yeah,
like
Morning Storm, absolutely crucial to be top. That's why the top two doesn't matter. Like, it's literally 1 or 2. Wouldn't have mattered if we came second today, apart from the pride thing. And by the way, I said to everyone, I don't give a shit about the pride. Like, if we came first or second, I was more bothered about legs. I was more bothered about the first team being saved more than anything else ever. So for me, I just want to win the league anyway. If we won this, I'd be very happy. Don't get me wrong, but the league is number one priority. It's the bread and butter, as Shankly said. It's everything for Liverpool Football Club. So, yeah.
So, be interesting, mate. This year, actually.
Gags is dual tasking on YouTube and Discord. Respect. Hey, one day I'll take you through the actual setup here. I have this screen with a camera above. I have a screen over here and I have a screen over there, all 28 inches each. So you can add that together and figure out how much, real estate I have in front of me right now to be able to use, So if you wanted to, I can have Twitter open over here. I have literally so much space in front of me to read and do stuff, but I need to focus on you. But yeah, Discord's right here, WhatsApp's right there, just in case somebody needs me, like Eddie. So yeah, it's a real good setup for me, and it's working. And there's a green screen behind me. It's awesome. It's awesome. Should take you through it one day, but fun. Anyway, go on, Jack.
I was going to say, I think in terms of that chat as well, apologies I'm wrong as well, Gags, is obviously with 1 and 2, I think the draw for Friday is all about seeding. So it's all going to be very interesting, as chat already alluded to, with Arsenal. Their bracket is going to be absolutely utter carnage, and hopefully, I think 1 or 2, obviously, whatever
what is the bracket?
Is.
Do you know what it is?
I think in terms of, I think when I mentioned with 1 and 2, I think with the draw on Friday, it's just going to determine what side of the draw Liverpool are on. But most importantly, in terms of the other teams that we could potentially play in those 4 teams we mentioned tonight, it could be interesting because obviously if we do say there's in terms of the right hand side of the teams, that's what Friday's going to be all about in terms of the seedings for 1 to 2 for the top 8 teams. As you can see, there are already in the last 16, but it's all about in terms of who plays what side of the draw really on Friday, which will be interesting.
So Friday's going to be pretty interesting just to realize what the future could look like. Because the draw gets set now, and then that's it. It's like,
I think it'd be like the pathway then straight for the. We'll know instantly for the latter stages.
We know, and also what we'll know is when the games will be coming.
Yeah.
So like who it could be, when it could be. It's going to be really interesting to plan the season out. Now, also what I heard, I don't know if this is right or not, but Man City could be playing Madrid or whoever or Bayern the week before, the Wednesday before they play us, or we go there. So that's another positive. If they do get the tough draw, well, it's going to be definitely one of the 2, it looks like. They're playing them just before they play us. So they'll be going, because they know they can't win the league, so they'll focus more on Champions League and go hell-bent on it. And hopefully they're knackered for when they play us, which would be great. So
And that means 2 teams are going out there, Gags, as well. Either Real and potentially City as well, depending. So it's is it Real Madrid and so it's gonna be interesting.
To be honest, I'd rather fancy playing City right now than them. So if City can do them over, which I doubt they will, because they're a shit show right now. They're a real shit show. So
even Bayern are not really scared of them, and we've already beaten Real Madrid this season as well. So it's
I think they've turned a bit of a corner. Am I right, chat? Or I'm not sure.
In terms of who's that, City or
Madrid? They've improved, have they not? Or
it's mad. I think it's 6 or 7 points clear. But I know I've been watching a couple of YouTube videos from Real Madrid fans this week, and like they're just baffled to how they're like 6 or 7 points ahead of Barca, considering how poor they have been this season. But they've come into a bit more better form than they have seen in recent weeks anyway from Bale. But yeah, with their quality players, they can flick it on by a switch, really, can't they? So
absolutely. Well, this is very interesting indeed. I wonder what happens on Friday. We'll figure it out. But chat, what are your feelings? What else is there in the game that you'd like us to discuss? I don't think going over the conceded goals is very important today, at all. I just think it wasn't our first team in defense. A lot of players didn't play very well, but I wouldn't have expected anything else with the team that was put out. Do you disagree? Are you?
I'd agree. I'd agree, mate. It's as I said, coming into this game, I was made up to see, as we've already said at the top of the show, McConnell had a decent performance. Chiesa, obviously Liverpool's probably man of the match, really, and of course Gakpo going back to Eindhoven, the former PSV captain, and it was good to see him get a rapturous applause. I like the way Dutch fans are in general, though, Gags. He could have easily been booed, but I think that's just the culture within English football in terms of if a former player goes back to your former club. But
well, to be fair, whenever like a Lallana or someone like that came back to Anfield, they never got booed. It's only the ones that leave in a nasty way, right, that get booed. Like I think Liverpool fans are quite fair
sensible
overall, and the people of Liverpool and those that go to the games are way less toxic than what's on Twitter, and on what's on social media. I think they're very well versed in football and have that respect for players. And if it's an Owen and a McManaman, I'd understand, that they get booed. But the guys that had a good stint and went, if a Firmino came back, with someone else, or a Mane came back with someone else and played, they'd get rapturous applause. I think.
I think our fans are sound. We're well cultured, very much.
Yeah, I think so. I really rate us for that. I mean, I know that might be a bit biased, but I do think we're really fair with players that have done a good job for us and moved on when the time came. If Crouchy's doing an interview on the side, he gets the song played always. Like they sing his song. So Asghar saying here, McConnell deserves a mention. Did we? I thought we mentioned him at the start. Maybe you missed it, Asghar. We really like the look of him. He made a few mistakes today, but it's okay. He's got to learn. That's what the bit where we talked about making mistakes and growing. So, I thought that was important. Ahmed says, Jack, what do you think Arnott learned about the young ones today? Who do you think would break into the first team next season? Is there anyone?
Looking at the start, McConnell maybe on the peripheral, certainly Dan's as well. But I think you look at this is where Liverpool have improved in terms of squad depth. Of course, there's room for improvement. Of course, there is in any squad. But you look at Bradley, he's very experienced now. Quansah very experienced. Costas experienced. Robbo, legends at the club. Chiesa, not too bad of a squad player to come in. And Gakpo, obviously probably one of our only starters, really, alongside Robbo. But yeah, I'd say you look at the players that did come on in the second half. Trainioni come on, Morton, and Nallo getting sent off anyway, but we only used 3 of our subs, so yeah, I'd say we learned what we probably already learned about them, really, if I'm being honest, mate. But thank you very much for your comments.
Yeah, I don't think he takes much from that game at all. It's a tough one, isn't it? Really, it's probably harsh to say that about the kids, but I think what he could probably learn is that they held their own for a while in that first half until it went a bit haywire. We did. Let's be honest, that goal by Bakayoko was a little bit embarrassing, but also really cool on his part. He played it well, feinted 2 players, and I would love it for our players to do that more. They just go and shoot, but instead of they that's exactly what I would expect a top player to do, and he fooled us twice, and so fair play to him. Fair play to him. So, those things look bad on the surface, but sometimes you just have to say, well, play to the other player as well, But overall, I thought, what did you think of Bradley? I didn't think he had a great game.
Not really.
There was parts where he was good, but
but not the best of games, really. I think it didn't help really in terms of the players that he had in front of him as well. I'm just having a little look. Liverpool had a better expected goals really tonight as well. Obviously, PSV, I'm just looking at some of the statistics really off the back of the night. Liverpool, PSV had one big chance miss, but I'd say Conor Bradley, mate. Yeah, obviously we know how important he will be, whatever happens in the next 12 months in regards to Trent as well. But I think certainly the main thing with Bradley, mate, and Chas is if he was given a fair crack at the whip, like crack of it early this season, I think I'll be good. I think his confidence, his quality will very much build as well, mate. So for me, he's wasn't his best game, mate, but I think when you've got a lot of heavy rotation, we had the left back playing centre half as well, so it's going to be one of them, mate. It's yeah. How did you feel? What was game?
Bradley, yeah. I mean, I love him, but he's not playing with the normal players around him, so he's going to look weaker. I thought there was some really good bits where he shone, but then he was a bit shaky. But it's because Kwanzaa and Robbo and the line just wasn't really good today. So it's hard to judge a player. But I thought Morton made a couple of really good interceptions and tackles in the
second half,
and when he came on, I thought he looked really good in parts. He was cynical at one bit, but I think we needed to because there's about to be a break. But just it was just the decision making in the second half from McConnell and Morton that you can see it's inexperienced. So it's going to take time for them to pick those things up. You've got to give them a chance to grow from those things. But encouraged by a few of them, it wasn't bad. And I think someone else who was really encouraged was Nick. That's pretty good way to segue into this comment. Really encouraged that Arne is willing to rotate so heavily. Much as I love Jurgen, I thought he could have done that a bit more in some seasons. I did think Jurgen did it at times, but yeah, maybe not enough. And then just people got injured. Damo's saying he thinks it's a shame Nunes Ozil could have done with the minutes and chance to build some momentum. Might have helped Dan's too, coming on with half an hour to go against tiring legs. Yeah, I think so. Dan's did look out of his depth today. Again, hard to judge, but he didn't have the creativity and stuff behind him that he normally would. Maybe a bit different in front of, if he had the proper midfield and Mo and Diaz on the other side or Gakpo on the other side properly with all these players playing, maybe Dan's does better. But, I didn't think he could hold the ball up very well today. He was second to everything. So maybe that loan is something that he really needs, But yeah, I thought people getting very overexcited about a young player. He definitely needs to go and develop somewhere. Yep, Asghar agrees. LFC always receptive to ex-players, like we just said. Storm and T, because there seems like a lot of illness in the UK. Yes, it happens. It happens at this time of year. The flu, colds going round. Happens a lot. And they probably got kids as well, Darwin and so you can catch something easy from your kids as well. So Kwanzaa would say, yeah, agreed, definitely. And I Love My India says the young lads understand what can take the likes of Neone, Dans, Bradley, Morton, Kwanzaa, McConnell to understand good, great, world class players, make the players better around them, make around them better. I agree with that, and also that's what I said. It's better to introduce when you introduce all the kids together. It's going to be hard for them because you're playing against men, and these are kids or boys. And if you introduce one kid with the first team, that's when you see a Bradley shine because he feels comfortable with those players. He can, he gets the confidence of having the support of those players. When Elliot played on his own as the kid with the first team, you see him shining a bit more. So yeah, that's why I can't judge it. It's different when you're playing with the first team.
Yeah, top of the Dutch league though, Gags in chess. They are top of the Dutch league. Whatever anyone thinks about that league, they're still a very top team, and they would have learned so much, as we said tonight. The top of the league, PSV, with 49 points. Obviously, Ajax have got a game in hand, but even still, we were going into a very difficult ground, considering the amount of points they've already got this season in Champions League. They're no mugs, really. So it was a big learning curve for a lot of them, and certainly the squad. But yeah, it's the good thing about Liverpool fans, as we've already mentioned tonight, is we're patient with certain players as well. We allow players that bit more extra time that might need them in terms of development. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you look at the likes of the young players that have come through, Fowler, Owen, the list is endless, really. Most important aspect is about them being good enough. But we will be patient with certain players as well. And if they keep on working hard and they eventually get their opportunity and they grasp that opportunity, then the world's the oyster, really, and they'll go on from strength to strength as well.
I agree. I think you've just got to be patient with these things. We can't judge them too early, and I think that's the problem with us. we seem to just judge everyone. Hey, the Elliot should have been better, and he should have, been amazing. I just think it was. I don't know. I just can't see how. Yeah, just not. Maybe I'm being a bit easy on him, but I don't know. I just can't see how it would be fair to say, hey, without any of the front players in front of him, he should have been much better, and he should have been the game changer in this game and done it all on his own.
Football's a 11-team game, as we know, mate, and so it's going to be one of them. It's you need to show a bit more composure at moments, but at the end of the day, Elliot, like it was when we played Forest, played a crucial role, coming in, impacting the game as well. So yeah, the games are coming thick and fast. So he's will be good, mate. Will be good.
I think he'll be fine. I really do. I think one of the things I love about Elliot is that he says, I don't want to give up. I want to keep going. I love this club. It's my club. I want to play here. That's the type of stuff we want to hear from the players. And if he gets a good chance with the first team, let's see how he does. But yeah, probably a bit different. What about this one? What's happening with Bajetic? Is that how you say his name? Yeah,
I think so.
Bajetic. I don't know. He would have been ideal for a game like this. Won't we bring him back from loan? Interesting. I don't think we are bringing him back from loan. Have you read some of the articles on this one, Jack, at all?
Yeah, obviously the lad's been doing a daily Reds podcast. Check them out, Reds. There's daily Liverpool shows throughout the week as well on the YouTube and across all social media platforms. The lads were mentioning on the shows this week that Pacetic looked like he potentially might be getting called back and getting sent back on loan to Real Betis. Because if that is the case, then we need him to get game time. At his time at Salzburg, he's been not getting any opportunities. Obviously, Pep Lijnders has got the sack, really. He left, and he's just left there, Pacetic, Asgar. So hopefully, if he is to get recalled, and we do send him out to a team that actually will play him and not just sat on the bench, really. So
I think he got overhyped, and I think also the injury last year just didn't help him to get his confidence back. And now he's gone somewhere where he's literally probably confidence got shot because, the rumors were that some of the players weren't happy with him playing after seeing him in training and then him getting into the first team. They just didn't think he deserved to be there. So, that's going to hurt a player too, being in that type of thing. I never rated Pep, to be honest. Lijnders, I'm not a fan. I think the intensity book just pissed me right off. Yeah, that just killed our intensity after that book. So yeah, keep writing and just trying to be the hero and trying to take the credit of things. It just didn't sit well with me in the end, and he's got found out. He thinks he could be a manager, and he's gone somewhere else, and it's not worked out.
It didn't work out for him in Holland prior to his move to Liverpool as well, did it? He was
with us. Then he left because he thought he could be a coach. Didn't work, and then
it's just twice now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it just I have this negative bit on Pep because I felt like he was the reason that Klopp moved away from the good recruitment. Now I know we bought 3 really good players in terms of Dom, McAllister, and Gravenberch now, but we kind of fell into Grav because we wanted to get Casado and Lavia first, and Grav was an opportunity that we went and took, but the other 2 were really, really good buys. But again, opportunities with what's the word? Release clauses that we could get them in. When we've tried to actually that's the only way we could get them, and Grav was an opportunity where someone was desperate to sell him. He's turned out well. But when there's someone that we have to actually go and do negotiation for, that era was poor. And I'm not saying this era is good yet, but it will get there, I hope. But before that, everything, whatever we bought seemed really good, seemed really amazing. And also decisions like Hendo's contract renewal. There was I feel like, and I haven't no proof, but Pep was behind some of that he rated those players that ran loads for him at the time, and trying to get that guy a 4-year deal when he's on his the legs are going, things like that. It just didn't sit right. And so Yeah, I just felt like that was the breakdown of the Edwards Klopp relationship, and I think Pep had a lot to do with it. So that always pisses
It
me
was
off.
just a
Because
bit
what could
mad
have done?
time. Yeah, a bit of a mad time, and a bit similar with the announcement last year. We get obviously with Klopp and all that, but it's just certain things we've done over the last couple of years. It was just timing's everything in football, and especially when you're just announcing, and hence
Yeah,
why it's important about the contracts. Because if it comes out midway through the season and we get into March time and finds out that Liverpool will lose no 3 players, hell will break loose really, because the fan base will go, as it already is, up in arms really, and quite rightly so, because we know the quality that those 3 lads do. But I understand why it's not being announced, because say we're top of the league in March. Obviously, ideally, we win. We're like 3 points away from winning the league, but it's all one game at a time. That's why it's so important beating Bournemouth. But timing's everything. It's difficult.
agreed. I just feel like we could have been a lot better with
Much better.
the whole thing with the the last few years, and I even there's yeah, whatever. I was gonna say I've heard things, and where things break down, and yeah, I probably shouldn't talk about it too much. It's all good. Let's move on. Let's move on. The past is the past,
Yeah.
and we've left it behind now. The Klopp stuff. There was a little bit in me that thought maybe because the transfer window was so bad, like it turns out to be good actually in retrospect when you look back at Grav and all that. But the Casado stuff and the Lavia stuff was so embarrassing that I heard FSG were real pissed at stuff like that, and really, I think Henry doesn't like Bowley or losing to Bowley either.
Yeah.
So those players going to Chelsea and then playing them on the opening day didn't kind of sit right. I think that time, or it was, wasn't good enough, and maybe the embarrassment was so much that maybe we decided Edwards was coming back at that point, and maybe that led to Klopp saying, "Hey, I'm not staying if he's coming back." I don't know. I'm guessing. That's my guess. But it was very interesting that as soon as Klopp announces that Edwards is back,
He's back.
I don't see Liverpool doing things reactionary. I see them planning and doing things in a way. So yeah, it could have been. Who knows? I'm putting it in the universe. Who knows what the truth is? But yeah, some interesting
might have been able to find out the documentary though, mate. But obviously, you changed the narrative and the script on that. Obviously, just celebrating the life of Jürgen for 4 episodes. But obviously, that documentary was meant to show the last 6 months of the Klopp era as well. So
and that's the other conspiracy theory, because Jürgen always said, "I never want a documentary behind the scenes. I never want anyone behind the scenes." And maybe the money was good for FSG, so they said, "We're definitely doing this." And Klopp said, "Well, that's my last year then. See you later."
Last straw, maybe.
Could be. Who knows? There's a couple of scenarios out there that could have been the truth. But hey, it's the past. And you know what? We got Slot. And we love Klopp. And we'll love him forever. And he'll be a legend forever. And he'll be one of the greatest managers we ever had, because he won every single thing. And he put us right on the back, on that map, right at the top of it as well. And thanks to him, we are where we are now too, with Slot having this squad that, Liverpool 2.0. So we do appreciate. Not going to say we don't. But yeah, I'd rather not give anything to Pep. I'd give it to Klopp. Yeah. The Adam saying the Casado Lavia thing felt like with FFP we were trying to force them to take one or the other, but somehow they still got both. Yeah, because Chelsea cooked the books as well. Hopefully they're going to get banned. Yeah. Anything else? Because I think we've done nearly 45 minutes, and that's not too bad for a show with a.
Good. It's, I think we've covered all bases, mate. And
we've tried.
Yeah, there's the obviously I will be live as well with Craig on Friday as well. So Chas, that'll be at 6 p.m. on Anfield Index as well. So keep an eye on that. That should be a good show as well. But yeah, nice one for having me on, mate, as always. And yeah, we're flying. The Reds are flying as well. So
yeah, I mean, even after a loss, it's not bad. I know a few people were pissed, but it's okay. Got to take the losses, guys. Got to take them, especially when the youngsters are playing and it's not your first team, and it really doesn't matter at all, apart from a bit of cash, which, let's say, FSG was probably going to pocket it anyway.
Yeah, we're not getting it.
So we're not getting it into transfers. So hey, Well, hey, it's fine. I think we still finish top. That's positive. We're going to get hopefully a good draw. Let's hope that happens on Friday and we avoid PSG. To be honest, I think we could take PSG too. With our first team. So let's just we can take anyone. Really confident. But Bournemouth is going to be tough. I'm probably more scared of Bournemouth than I am PSG. That's quite funny because they're on a bit of a roll. So yeah, hopefully me and you, Jack, on Saturday for that one. So let's hope it's a better result than today and a better performance, and we can stay top of the league by 9 points. I think we could go there if we win. So
City Arsenal this weekend as well. So
it's on Sunday, or is that
Sunday? Too? I think it might be this Sunday. Yeah, might be. Yeah, but even still, that's why we need to win as well.
I'm going to check now. You'd think it'd be a Super Sunday, that one.
Super Sunday.
It would be nice if it's a day after, just because. Yeah, it is. It's Super Sunday. So we play Saturday, they play Sunday. So
apply the pressure early
doors.
Apply
the pressure early, please. Yeah, I'm hoping. I don't think City are a threat. I want City to go there and beat them, just so Arsenal just implode.
Meltdown.
Yeah, meltdown, complete meltdown. So anyway, thank you, folks. Have a great couple of days. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here. The chat was fantastic, even though I was ranting a little. But I hope you understand. Very passionate, just like you guys. But I do it respectfully. And Jack, as always, thank you very much for the hard work and everything that you're doing. Please do follow Jack on Twitter. Jack, can you share your handle?
Yeah, Jack Mac LFC on social media.
LFC, folks, go and follow this lad. He's a good lad. So helping us out on AI. Our newest, we do more signings than Liverpool do. And Jack's our new signing. So, well, he's not so new anymore, but it feels like it's still quite new. 3 months, are we? 3 months in?
Time flies when you're having fun, mate. So, yeah.
3 months. We're a quarter of the year gone, and we have 3 or 4 months left to really make this a special season.
Yeah.
Very much enlightened and happy with Slot doing the changes. So that means Plymouth will be very similar. So we can now focus on, like we said, nice gap up to Bournemouth, nice gap to Spurs, rest everyone, nice gap to Everton. Looking good, real good. Simon Brundish would be dead proud of Slot. So yeah, let's get the rest for the Reds in, and let's go and win the next 3, 4, 5 games. We need to really do that. That would be fantastic. So up the Reds. Thank you very much, Jack. We'll be back on Saturday. No, you'll be back Friday, did you say?
Friday, 6 p.m. Actually,
I'm back tomorrow on Chat G&G. How could I forget? So I'm back tomorrow, Chat G&G, 7 o'clock. Make sure you join me and Grizz. Jack's back on Friday, and then me and Jack are back on Saturday. You guys, we're just here every night, every day for you guys. Come on. We love it. So yeah, every day we'll be here. We'll see you soon. Up the Reds. Keep that positivity going. Let's beat everybody and let's win everything. Let's do it.